All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Fix It Fair at Home. Thank you for joining us. My name is Wing. I'm one of the coordinators of the Fix It Fairs, the City of Portland, Oregon community resource events. Before we get started, if you're in the workshop, attendees can hover over your screen and you'll see a Q&A button. If you press that, you'll get a pop-up box where you can ask questions. We'll then make sure those are answered. We're also broadcasting live on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook while we're live, you can leave a comment and we'll make sure that is answered as well. And with that, I'd like to welcome our friends from 211. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having us. Hello, my name is Jim. I am one of two maternal child health coordinators for 211 Info. Right now, I'm going to talk more about what 211 Info is, what the maternal child health department is, and how to access services through us. Again, I'm one of two maternal child health coordinators. I am bilingual. I also speak Spanish. My pronouns are he, him. The other maternal child health coordinator is Ava. Her pronouns are she, her. Here you have our email addresses. I assume there's going to be a question and answer portion at the end of the presentation, but please feel free to email us with any additional questions or anything else related to maternal child health or 211 Info. Okay, so 211 Info, here's our mission statement. 211 Info empowers Oregon and Southwest Washington communities by helping people identify, navigate, and connect with the local resources they need. Basically, I explain it as an information line for health and social services, and it is a easy to remember number. All you have to do to get in touch with us is just dial 211 from your phone, and you will get connected to 211. Our service area, we serve the whole state of Oregon and 4 counties in Southwest Washington, including Clark County, where Vancouver is. We have a resource database, and it is full of resources for this whole area. How to contact us? Again, you can reach us just by dialing 211. You can also send us a text message with your zip code to 898211, email to help@211info.org. Our database is totally searchable online and open to the public. Later, I will show how to search our online database, but that's another option for accessing resources through us. And we do have a mobile app as well. 211's capabilities. I am going to highlight the contact center in a second. That's our main public-facing capability. The contact center is who you would speak to if you give us a call. They also respond to text messages and emails. We maintain a resource database as well. We have a resource team who is reaching out to agencies across the state and making sure that all of the services they provide are what we have listed in our database, that their contact information is up to date and so on, so that we're providing the right information to our callers. And we also do data and reporting. I believe that's referring to how when someone calls us or texts us, we ask them basic demographic information. Every call is anonymous and confidential, but we like to ask like age and gender and race and approximate monthly income, just to get an idea of who is giving us a call. We also track needs. And when there are unmet needs, like if someone is calling us about rent assistance and there aren't any resources available for that at that time, we will record that. And in that way, we're able to see like what are the resource gaps in different communities across the state. Right now I'm recording this presentation during the COVID-19 pandemic. Before the pandemic, we did a lot of community engagement. We're doing that a little less so now, but we attend community events and resource fairs across the state and spread the word about 211. Okay, our contact center. Here on the left, we have a little bit of kudos for me, actually, from a caller out in Umatilla County. We do receive a lot of positive, heartwarming words from our callers. And I do have to say our specialists who answer the phones are great. They have to go through a pretty rigorous training, first of all, to understand how to search for resources in the database. And secondly, to make sure they're trained up in like trauma-informed care and empathy. Because people are calling us, first of all, from many diverse communities. And secondly, no one is really calling us because they're in a good situation. Unfortunately, pretty much everyone who calls us is in some form of crisis, whether that's needing rent assistance so they don't get evicted, or maybe they are currently homeless and they're having trouble accessing shelter, or they're hungry and they need to know how to apply for food stamps or where to find a food pantry near them and how to get in there. Language capabilities. I speak Spanish. Many other specialists who are answering the phone speak both English and Spanish. For any languages that we aren't currently staffing in-house, we can connect to an interpreter service so that we can do our best to serve someone in their native language or whatever language they feel most comfortable speaking. And here are our beautiful contact center specialists. And this photo was taken last year before we all began working virtually. Okay, maternal child health, that's the department that I represent. And these are the information and resources we provide. It's not limited to these, pretty much any resources that pertain to maternal child health and to reproductive sexual health. So that could be basic needs like car seats or baby clothes, cribs, diapers, formula, etc. To more information about immunizations, prenatal care, WIC, parenting skills classes, and we also provide information and resources for reproductive and sexual health as well. Okay, our online database. I am going to attempt to walk you through how to search for resources in our online database. I will go to our website, which is 211info.org, and then I will go to Find Resources, Community Resource Database. I will enter a zip code here in our service area and continue to search. If you do know the keyword for what you're looking for, you can enter that here. If you know the particular name of the agency or program, you can enter that here and find their information. What I might suggest to do, if you're not as familiar with how to search in our resource database, is to go up here and search by category. And here I will just slowly scroll down. You can see the variety of resources of health and social services that we have in our database. And I am going to say that I need HIV testing. So again, I'm going to scan the icons and I will go with sexual health here. And then it will bring up a list of subcategories under that sexual health category. I suppose I'll click on HIV testing. Again, HIV testing. And then what shows up is a list of health clinics and agencies that provide HIV testing. And what's going to appear first is the nearest one to my zip code. Here I can see the name. So in this case, it's Planned Parenthood, the Northeast Portland Center. Here's their phone number, their address. Also, if I click for more details, it's going to provide me with a more detailed service description of what they do, intake procedure, like how to get in touch with them. In this case, I would call for an appointment. Any fees, it looks like they accept the Oregon Health Plan. So if I'm a Medicaid recipient, they would be able to see me. And they also offer sliding scale fees. Unrestricted eligibility, so all are welcome. Here are their hours, documents I might need, languages that they speak, and so on. And we have this information for every resource listed in our database. On the subject of our database, I believe now we have over 30,000 resources listed, and those come from over 2,500 agencies across the state of Oregon and Southwest Washington. 95% or more of these agencies and resources we're updating annually. For our more common requests like rent assistance and utility assistance in Multnomah County, that information is getting updated a lot more frequently, like possibly every day or every week. And yeah, so we have our contact center, which is the main line for 211 info, maternal child health and reproductive health, which I represent. Someone would get connected with us just by calling the main 211 lines, and then they would be transferred to us. And here are a number of other lines and departments that we have within 211. I will just go down the list. Childcare, they refer parents and caregivers to childcare providers in their area. SNAP and food access. This is an in-house specialist who works with people who are experiencing barriers to accessing food. And also any difficulties with receiving SNAP benefits and the SNAP application. We have a foster parent support line, which is really for any concerns that a foster parent might have. It is staffed by someone who used to be a foster parent, and he has a lot of personal relationships with agencies across the state that support foster parents. Homeless services. This is referring to a couple programs that we help maintain the wait list for and do intake for in Multnomah County. One is just a couple examples are the family shelter wait list for homeless families in Multnomah County, and the mobile housing team, which connects homeless families in Multnomah County to permanent housing resources. Emergency management services. This happens as needed. Right now, we're operating the information line on behalf of the Oregon Health Authority, the information line for coronavirus. We also helped respond to the wildfires this past summer in the state of Oregon. We do pesticide reporting. So if someone witnessed pesticide use, is experiencing adverse health effects due to pesticide use, or maybe it's affecting their crops or the health of their animals, they can give us a call, file a report, and that information would be passed on to the state so the state can follow up with them. We also have other seasonal programs, like right now I'm recording this in mid-November. Many people are calling us for information about Thanksgiving baskets, Thanksgiving meals, holiday toys and gifts as well, and that's all information we have in our database too. I think that's about it as far as a general overview of 211 and maternal child health. So maternal child health and the contact center has these more regular hours, Monday through Friday from 8 to 6. Text is available from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Other lines and departments have different hours. The childcare line, for example, is open from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. as well as on the weekends. So that they can be available for parents who might be working during the day. foster parent support line, Multnomah County shelter line, pesticide reporting line are all 24/7, as well as the COVID-19 information line. That's 24/7 too. And we are open on holidays. And that is all. So any questions can be asked after this presentation, as well as by email to Ava or to myself. And you're welcome to connect with us on social media too. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even LinkedIn. Thanks for listening and for watching.
All right, thank you, Ava and Jim. Thank you again for joining us today. We're now open for some Q&A, and I do see that we have a couple questions. I see that one was answered through our chat system, but I wonder if you want to talk about it as well.
There was a question about income in relation to eligibility for programming. And when we call, as Jim explained, we do ask for income. And that would include whoever is in the household. So if 2 people support children, then I would include all of those people as the income amount. And then some programs are income dependent. So that's why we asked that question. And if you need other explanation, let me know if that makes sense.
Okay, thank you. The next question that we have is, are there any services to help with virtual schooling or tutoring?
Yeah, so with that, I would say to check in with us, to call, text, or email. We do look up, dependent on the area that you're in. I would also say to check in with your particular school to start as well. Your counselor might have specific availability from like the school itself, and then if you need additional support, you could connect with us, and we can see what support's available in your geographic area.
Additionally, I believe that's something that our childcare department can search for. Like if the parent is needing a childcare provider that can support with tutoring or virtual school, that is something that we can search for within our childcare department.
Great, thank you. We have another question. The question is, I'm worried I might have COVID, and as a single parent, do not know if I get worse, how to get safe help with my kids. Any ideas?
Yeah, so that one.
How to get safe help?
I think they mean how to, well, they can clarify as well, I guess. But for the first part, if you're worried about COVID, you could call us and we can look up testing locations in terms of getting tested. OHSU also has a hotline that's open to anyone, and so we could provide that number. And then within 211, we have a COVID line as well. So if you have just general questions about like how to quarantine, that kind of thing, you could check in. And then in terms of support with the children, there are food pantries and other resources that we could look up for help to offset if you have to stay home, like those kinds of things. But I would say definitely check in with us so that we can look through like the multiple options that we may have for you.
And just so that it's out loud, I'll say there was a follow-up to that from the same individual. So the question's clarified by like, who can watch my kids if I'm too sick to do it or have to go to the hospital?
Okay, yeah, for that one, for childcare, as Jim mentioned, you could connect with us for help with childcare, there's ERDC, which is support for folks who are employed and have children, and that is income based. So definitely check in with us for those as well.
Sound like a great instance in which to call 211, and the COVID line is 24/7. So I think a lot of answers might have to do with the specifics of the situation, and I would certainly encourage that person to give us a call or text us or email us, and we can talk more about like childcare or quarantine, like Ava mentioned, as well as like where to get tested and what to do if you do test positive.
Great, thank you both. For those of you just tuning in, this is the Fix-A-Fair at Home with 211. We just had a presentation that will be put up on the Fix-A-Fair website, along with other resources that we're providing, community-based resources. You can just Google Portland Fix-A-Fair is probably the easiest way to find us, and we'll have the recording of this up on our YouTube and our website. And any links or email addresses that are mentioned here today will also make sure are posted along with the video. Jim and Ava, I want to thank you for joining today. I don't see any more Q&A popping up. So if you do want to sign off, or we could hang out for a little bit longer and see if more questions pop up.
And I did just want to mention, if anyone has holiday needs, we do offer support for like holiday meals or toys or gifts. And so if you need that, you can always check in with us as well.
Yeah, and I guess as another reminder, the COVID line is 24/7. For other needs, I think the hours are generally 8 to 6, and anyone can give us a call, whether that's a community member or a caseworker working with someone else. And yeah, and if you happen to be a provider in the audience, like in our resource database, please respond to any requests that we send to update update your services in our database. And yeah, thanks for listening.
Ava and Jim, thank you again for joining us today. This has been great.